Evening, champions of education. I'll say that again because the lady spoke over me. Usually that's me, but good evening,
Mhm.
champions of education. Welcome to this session brought by our very own TOC, the Emerging Study Abroad Destinations. Today we are covering Germany and Ireland. Um, I want to call it the session that proves that you don't need an Ivy League price tag to give your students an Ivy League caliber experience. For those who don't know me, I'm Amardeep, your moderator, also a resident purveyor of bad puns and a proud destroyer of study abroad myths. A little bit about TOC for those who are not familiar, as most of us know that the TOC is basically a professional community that is designed to close systemic gaps in the education ecosystem. We are 3 years old and close to 300 members and growing very rapidly. What I love about this community is how it brings together practitioners from higher education, from schools, from EdTech, and independent practices like myself. Um, the learning and development segment of TOC is a fabulous platform where a lot of us jump in almost once a week to ensure that we are on top of what's happening around the world. And one part of the conversation has been, what are the other study abroad destinations outside of the typical US, UK, Canada, Singapore? And I think that that's where we want to flip the script today. And today we are talking about the destinations that are not just the other options, but they are catching fire for all the right reasons. Germany, where public universities are essentially free and when students can work legally to cover living costs. And Ireland, which we are all familiar with, where you get English taught degrees plus a post-study work visa that actually lets grads stay and launch careers. What I personally love and what I think you'll find exciting is how both of these countries marry world-class research with real-world experience. Also, the support networks that can feel like a safety net, not like a red tape trap. I'm not taking names of countries, but there are certain places that are feeling like that at the moment. No visa nightmares, no where do I live panics, just a smarter, simpler, more sustainable path to a global degree. So these destinations are just, in my opinion, not just budget backups. They are actually strategic choices. And because they offer direct pipelines into industries, they provide holistic support networks. And because we are all educators, counselors, and some of us are visionaries who help shape these dreams for students, I think we all deserve the insider intel. So special thanks to TOC and Amrita for coordinating this session and for an opportunity for me to be here and moderate this for all of you. So today we have three experts amongst us. Two are from the TU Dortmund in Germany. One is Silke and Simone. And we also have Nilanjana. A lot of us know Nilanjana from TCD. And they will help us understand why these two countries are fastest growing hotspots for Indian students. Before we jump into that, we love data-driven drama. We all know that. So what I'm going to do essentially is let's kick off things with three rapid fire polls to prime our conversation essentially. This is not just a fact check. We want to think about why these countries are ascending in the study abroad firmament. So shall we launch it? Ready? Give me 1 second. If I can figure out how to do this, it would be nice. Despite the cohort that I was part of last week for technicality, I have my challenges. Yes, I'm not perfect, I know. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to launch this. Amrita, will you let me know if it's...
Yeah, it's visible.
All right, perfect. Happy to read it out if somebody wants me to. Yes, Bhakti says nods yes. The boss says yes. Okay. What is the number one marker that turns a country into an emerging study abroad destination? Is it affordability beyond tuition, employability, innovative ecosystem, or an integrated support network? Let's just work on this one first before we jump onto the second one. Give us 5 more seconds. Great. And we have people who've already jumped to the second question, like those front benchers in high schools that we all know of. Which sustainability initiative should an emerging destination prioritize? Should it be carbon neutral campus operations, student-led green innovation labs, sustainability modules in the curriculum, or community renewable energy partnerships? Reva submitted all in 30 seconds. Go, Reva. Okay. 2 more seconds. Great. Let's go to the last one, which says, which early sign best predicts a country's rise as an emerging destination? Is it the international enrollment spike, the additions to the number of English taught programs, bilateral research grants awarded, or growth in global internship partnerships? 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's end it. Let's see what everybody has to say. I've ended the poll, but it doesn't seem to end. Okay, share results. Here we go. So a whopping 61% talk about employability being the #1 marker. 19% talk about affordability beyond tuition. And this is for our speakers to keep in mind that this is what the audience is looking at. So this is more for a heads up for you guys. Sustainability initiative, 42% and 38%. So very close between student-led green innovation labs and sustainability to be a part of the curriculum. Interesting. And for the third one, half of you guys think that there has to be addition to number of English taught programs, which has been a bottleneck in a lot of the emerging destinations, as we all know. And the international enrollment spike goes at 29%. So basically, this result shows us that emerging doesn't just mean low fees or rankings. It means that it has to be a complete value ecosystem. So as far as employability goes, I know that Ireland's deep partnerships with Google, Pfizer, Medtronic, students are really working on corporate projects from day one. And for innovation, Germany has auto R&D clusters, and Dublin Silicon Docks is something we know of. When it comes to sustainability, a lot of you talked about labs run by students. And so when Germany has 60 campuses that run fully on renewables, and energy engineering students get live case studies in the national curriculum. Trinity and UCD co-manage community solar microgrids. Students are asked to design, install, and finance real-world projects. So these countries are really taking the lead into these parameters that we think as international educators that are important. So I think that, when graduates leave having built sustainability solutions, they're miles ahead. So without further ado, I think that now that we have the brief on what the audience thinks, this would be a great time for Silke and her colleague Simone to jump in and take over the presentation. Just to give a brief introduction, Silke is Deputy Director at TU Dartmouth University in Germany, and Simone is her colleague who leads the team that is responsible for admissions from India. And over to you guys. And just a few housekeeping rules. I'm sorry, I should have said this before. Let's keep all the question and answers in the chat box so that we can address everything after both the Ireland and Germany presentations are over, just to be fair and give both presentations equal time. Let's keep the Q&A at the end, please. Over to you, Silke and Simone.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to speak in front of you today. And I'm very happy that you're interested in Germany and Ireland, of course, today, and we both have the chance to present ourselves. So I will start, and actually I'm very happy that I hope I think I have everything that you are interested in from the poll now in my presentation. So I will share it directly. Okay, and now so that it's a little bit nicer. Let me see right here. Okay, I hope everyone can see my slides. Great.
Yes.
Okay, so I structured my short presentation in two parts. So why study in Germany in the first place? And then if your students have decided to come to Germany, why they could or should study at TU Dortmund University. So I would start with some fun facts about Germany, the German higher education system, application and admissions in general, really briefly, the advantages and challenges of studying in Germany, and of course, the employability, career opportunities after graduations, which I can say are pretty good because we do have a lack of qualified workers at the moment. That's why we're very interested in advertising our programs so that students hopefully stay after they graduate and jump into our job market. Then, of course, I will do pretty much the same thing, a little bit more specific on TU Dortmund University. And so I will jump over there. So as you've heard already, in Germany, the public universities don't charge tuition fees. For many people we are talking to, we know that if it's free, it might not be worth something. So that's a different thought in Germany. For us, it's more that education is seen as a public good. That's why the government supports it so much, and we think it really is great. And the public universities are not less great as the private universities. It's just a little different in the system. We are known as the land of engineers. We are home to a number of giant automobile industry like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Porsche, Siemens, of course, is not with the automotive, but a big industry as well. We are a bread heaven, and we always miss the bread, except for India, actually, where it really is a great place to eat too. It's very green, even though you don't think of it that much. We have many inventors or had many inventors and still have. We are still, and I was a little bit surprised, but we are still in the third largest economy in the world, even though we are 9 times smaller than India, a very small country, but still the Christmas magic, that's always nice to remember that we do have the little Christmas markets, and in Dortmund we do have the largest Christmas tree in the world. It's not one tree, but it's made out of many. And we have one of the most powerful passports. So a German university degree and a stay in the country can lead to a permanent resident citizenship with visa-free travel to 190 plus countries. So that's just the fun facts. As I said, we do have public and private universities. And we do have a separation between universities and universities of applied sciences. The biggest difference is that the universities are research focused, and the universities of applied sciences are a little bit more practice oriented, which does not mean that the universities are not practice oriented, but they do have a little bit of a difference. And at the universities of applied sciences, you could not do your PhD, for example. As I said before, the public and the private universities, they are a little bit different in terms of finances. Of course, at the public universities, we don't have tuition fees. And is highly state funded. The private universities, they're also there. They're sometimes a little bit more flexible, but you have to check and be careful about the accreditation. Yeah, so that is just something that you could advise your students, that they should always check for the recognition and quality seals. The application and admission in general, students need to check with the institution they're applying for. There might be slight differences, and they should consult the university's websites early. With a bachelor, Indian higher secondary certificate is required, and for master, a recognized bachelor's degree. The application goes mostly through Uni Assist or directly to the universities. And of course, you need a number of documents, but you will always find it on the respective website. The advantages and challenges of studying in Germany is you have, on the one hand, affordable or tuition-free options, a high number of English-taught degree programs, high quality and accredited programs, and a strong industry connection and great job opportunities. That really is the time. Actually, I have never realized it before, or not realized it, but we could see it years before that it would be coming, and now it's the time where we don't have enough people within Germany that can enter the job market with the qualified degree. So there's a huge international student community already, and you have the 18-month post-study job seeking visa, which is a great thing too. Of course, we speak German. And we have a number of English taught programs, but for daily life, it sometimes can be not really hard, because we all have English as a second language in high school. So most people speak it, but of course, students would feel a little bit more comfortable if they can talk a little German in their free time with people. There are different application procedures per different application procedures per university. So you really have to check. But after that session, you will advise everyone to just go to TU Dortmund University if they decide to go to Germany. So there will not be that much of research that has to be done. So students have limited part-time jobs opportunities in smaller cities, I would say, and sometimes visa and bureaucracy can be complex. But I know that this is basically true for a number of other countries. So the cultural and the climate differences, that of course might be a challenge, but I think it is not an environment where international students are not welcomed. So if you have the challenges on the one hand, I have my suggestions for the students that they should start learning basic German a little, check the university accreditation, research programs, and the cities. Prepare the documents early, and of course, ask questions. That is, I think, the guarantee for a happy stay in Germany. As I said before, the career opportunities after graduation in Germany are really good at the moment. As I already mentioned, the job-seeking visa, we have a high demand in IT, engineering, sciences, healthcare, because we have, as I mentioned before, the lack of skilled workers in Germany. And there's a blue card for skilled professionals. Internships provide directly company access, and many graduates stay in Germany long term. I put down some resources for you, as the presentation will be sent to you afterwards. So you can go on the website of the DAAD and study in Germany, make it in Germany. They're very useful information you can also pass on to students and parents you are advising. The university
Sorry, 10-minute mark. You wanted me to remind you, 10 minutes.
Okay, that is very good. Then I will move on real quickly to TU Dortmund University. We are a kind of big university. We have around about 30,000 students. Almost 6,000 students are international students from 120 countries, and students from India build our largest group at the moment. And I think what is really good is that our location in the Ruhr area of North Rhine-Westphalia, it is really a region where we do have a number of companies. We do have in the winter semester, I think, about 20 English taught study programs. Please consult our website. If you click here, there are just a few that students might be interested in, and that's a large group where a lot of Indian students are registered already. The Ruhr region, that's the region we are in because the Ruhr is a river that goes through, is a good job market for Indian graduates. And right next to our campus, we have the so-called Technology Center. And this is a place for startups, companies, and it's just walking distance. You cannot see where the campus ends and the technology center and park starts. So oftentimes students already have jobs while studying, and as we heard, oftentimes the students already have a job promise there while they're studying for when they are graduates. We have a relatively low number of or low living costs in Dortmund. That is a little bit different to Munich or Heidelberg or München or Berlin, which are great cities, of course, but they are quite expensive. And we are like in a metropolitan area, so there are many cities around and businesses. It's really a good place to be. For the application and admissions, that's why Simone is here if you have questions later for the specifics. Students apply through UniAssist at our university. That's the application, the documents the students need. I would say you can just read all that a little bit later if you want to, or ask the questions and we can open that slide too. So that's pretty standard, I would say. And we have connected all the different information that we have online for you, so that you don't have to search much. So, am I in time?
Oh, you're doing phenomenally well. You're 2 minutes in
Great.
there. Wonderful.
2 minutes left. Okay. So, yeah, maybe we have the questions at the very end, right?
Yes, we do. We'll have time for Q&A.
Okay. So, yeah, I would say that looking at the region and looking at what Indian students need, the Ruhr area is a good place to be because the job opportunities are great. The universities have everything that students need. I mean, from student life, they already have an international or Indian community there. So I know it's a huge distance and a big step to go to Europe. And if they do that, they will find a really welcoming team at our international office. We have a whole team accompanying the students from their application until the going through to the job market with career opportunities. And we do have a fair that we hold every year where companies from the region, really big players, are there, and students can already have their interviews there. And in many cases, it has been really successful, so that the university helps them getting into the job market. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sukhi. That was bang on time in 15 minutes. I thank you so much for that deep dive into Germany's blueprint for excellence and your insights into your university on tech sustainability and student support. And now we shift from the Autobahn of academia to the rolling green hills of Ireland, like we see in those Bollywood movies. It's my pleasure to introduce Nilanjana. A lot of us know her. She is the regional manager for Trinity College Dublin. She has spearheaded India's engagement strategy and helped so many students navigate Ireland's pathways. Nilanjana, the virtual stage is now yours.
I'll quickly share my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, we are able to see your screen, Nilanjana.
I'll quickly turn it to the slideshow.
Yep.
All right. I hope you're able to see it.
Yes, we are. Perfect.
Great. So thank you very much for having me here. And I was delighted to see so many familiar names. So it's great to connect on this platform. And I'll be telling you about Ireland, of course, as a destination and how it is a great destination for a world-class education, for a stimulating student experience, and also accelerated career outcomes. I was planning to start with a video, but I guess there is some problem with the audio, so I'll skip that and move to the next slide. Starting with the basics. So here's the location of Ireland. As you can see, it is right in the heart of the world, and it is rightly called the gateway between continental Europe and the US. In terms of logistics, it can take you about 10 to 13 hours to fly from India to Ireland, depending on factors such as the departure city, layovers, and the specific flight route. We still do not have any direct flights to Ireland. From UK, it takes about an hour to reach, and 1.5 to 2 hours from anywhere in mainland Europe. US and Canada are also not too far, just about 7 hours. And it is an English-speaking country, and following Brexit, it is now the only English-speaking country in the EU. Looking closer, Dublin is the capital city. Cork, Galway, and Limerick are other key cities. There are 4 provinces and 26 counties. It's a small country, both in size and population of just about 5.2 million people. But it is definitely a beautiful country, very popularly known as the Emerald Isle due to its lush green landscapes and abundant vegetation. You can catch a few glimpses here. The rolling hills, countryside, and coastal areas feature a vibrant green color, particularly in the spring and summer months. So what makes Ireland a great study destination? I've already mentioned about it being a small country, but in spite of that, it has carved out a distinct position for itself on the global map. According to the IMF, in the past 8 years, Ireland has surpassed larger countries like the US and wealthy nations like Qatar to become the 3rd richest country in the world, with a per capita GDP of over 133,000 USD. And this is largely due to the presence of more than 1,200 leading global companies, many of which have their European headquarters here. And these global giants contribute significantly to the Irish economy, making it the 4th most competitive economy in the world. But that is not all. Ireland also has a rich legacy of educational excellence and a vibrant creative culture that has earned it the nickname of being the land of saints and scholars. Local Irish population is educated, it is highly skilled, it is multicultural, and also amongst the youngest in Europe. Ireland is also the 2nd most peaceful country in the world, with the 11th highest quality of life in the world, making it an attractive, friendly, safe, and very welcoming destination for international students. There is a 1-year graduate scheme or job search visa for international students who complete a bachelor degree, and a 2-year visa for those who complete a master degree in the country. And in addition to that, there is also a critical skills visa, which is called the Stamp 1A visa, that lasts for up to 4.5 years. So what the facts that I was mentioning in the previous slide, let me go back to the previous one here. What this means for international students is a solid return on investment through an abundance of industry interface and also an industry integration. These are the key sectors. It is indeed one of the most resilient and consistently growing economies of the world. Irish institutions produce highly skilled graduates with a global perspective, a very strong work ethic, and also expertise in a vast range of fields, including STEM, healthcare, business, and also the creative arts, which contributes to Ireland's reputation as a hub for innovation and talent. These are the key sectors of Irish economy. Ireland is world's second largest exporter of IT and computer services. Global giants like Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, LinkedIn, Twitter, Intel, Accenture, HP, IBM, PayPal are only some of the many organizations that have their European headquarters here, while Dublin is Europe's hub of top gaming companies. And these include EA, Big Fish, PopCap, Zynga, Jolt, Havoc, Riot Games, and numerous other organizations. Neck to neck with ICT is the financial services sector, which is led by more than 250 global firms, including half of world's major financial services companies, and these would be almost about half of those. The third key sector is biotech, pharma, and biopharma, and it is driven by more than 300 leading companies, which include Johnson & Johnson, GlaxoSmithKline, Novartis, Abbott, Bayer, and several others. And this makes Ireland the top European country for international pharmaceutical investment. Medical technology is another sector that has made Ireland a global leader for medical device and diagnostic products and the second largest employer of medtech professionals in Europe. We have more than 450 world-leading companies like Becton Dickinson, Boston Scientific, Guidant, Medtronic, Stryker that are involved in developing, manufacturing, and marketing medical devices. Engineering and energy, marine, food, and agro-food are some other major sectors. Also, 5 of the top 10 companies on Forbes' list of the world's most innovative companies are in Ireland. Irish higher education system consists of 26 institutions that include 8 universities, 5 technological universities or TUs. We have 8 private colleges, 3 specialized institutions, and 2 institutions of technology. All HEIs are duly recognized by Irish government, and Irish universities are ranked in the top 5% worldwide. For example, Trinity College is ranked 87th in the world and among the top 100 for employability of its graduates. With a long-standing reputation for academic excellence, Irish qualifications are internationally recognized and they are also quality assured. Currently, Ireland hosts nearly 35,000 international students from over 160 countries. Students can choose from 5,000 plus programs offered by Irish institutions in a vast range of subjects and disciplines, from computing, management, medicine, and education to writing, health sciences, engineering, as well as food sciences, agriculture, hospitality, and tourism. These are some of the innovative courses at Irish institutions. In 2021, the Irish government released its AI strategy titled AI Year for Good. The policy document outlines a set of initiatives in order to be an international leader in using AI. In line with the government's vision, Irish institutions offer unique programs that combine AI with a wide variety of subject areas such as computer science, robotics, machine learning, health and medicine, as well as medical and social research. Other examples of innovative programs offered by Irish institutions, or rather Irish universities, include Equine Sciences, which is a 4-year BSc program at University of Limerick that leads to a professional career in the horse industry. University of Galway offers a bachelor degree in marine sciences. There is a bachelor degree program in advanced therapeutic technologies at RCSI, which is aimed at those interested in becoming science innovators and pioneer in state-of-the-art medicine therapies and technologies. UCC, that is University College Cork, offers a program in food marketing. And Trinity, with its clear focus on sustainability, has programs such as climate adaptation engineering, responsible business, and applied social data science. These are all at the master degrees. And this is our 10-level national framework of qualifications. Typically, a 3-year ordinary bachelor degree is a level 7 qualification, while a 4 years honors degree is level 8, and postgrad degrees are at level 9. Majority of Irish universities offer 4-year honors degrees. For example, at Trinity, all our undergrad programs are of 4 years duration, but some universities such as UCD, UCC, and Galway also offer 3-year courses. And the postgrad programs in Ireland are all 1 year in duration. And then in some institutions, there are some options for 5-year integrated master degree programs. For example, at Trinity, we offer this option in our engineering, computer science, and pharmacy programs. Most Irish universities have one intake in September every year. A few institutions offer some popular courses in January as well. All Indian boards, CBSE, ISC, ICSE, CISCE, and state boards are accepted for direct admission to our undergrad programs. But for programs like medicine and dentistry, most universities only accept international curriculum such as A-levels and IB. Indian university degrees, including 3-year bachelor degree qualifications, are accepted for admission to master degree programs, and all details are readily available on university websites. Applications are made online through respective university websites. There is no common application portal like we have in the UK, like we have UCAS, but in Ireland, there is no common portal. Students need to make sure to apply well before the deadline because applications are usually assessed on a rolling basis and popular programs tend to fill up quickly. This is a snapshot of estimated tuition fee, but the actual figures, of course, will vary depending on the program and also the institution. It is advisable to check the latest tuition fees on university websites for accuracy and also for updates. All institutions offer merit-based scholarships to support international students. Information about application process and eligibility can be found on institutional websites. Additionally, there are the Government of Ireland scholarships for talented international students planning to pursue a master degree in Ireland. Last year, about 60 students were funded under this scheme, which offers a full tuition fee waiver and scholarships of 10,000 euros to cover the living expenses. But these are only for master degrees, that is the Government of Ireland scholarship. When planning for university admissions, it is also essential to factor in the applicable visa process and requirements. There is a comprehensive checklist available online to assist students in accessing all necessary information. A few important pieces of information to bear in mind are Irish student visa applications can be submitted 5 months in advance of course start date. Evidence of ready access to sufficient funds, a police clearance certificate, private health insurance, and English language proficiency certificate are mandatory. Students are required to pay minimum 50% of tuition fee before submission of visa application. And of course, you can refer to the Irish immigration website for complete details. Graduates with an award of NQF level 8, that is bachelor's, qualify for graduate immigration permission of up to 12 months. And under the 3rd level graduate scheme permission, that is master's, students who have graduated from Irish higher education institution are permitted to remain in Ireland for up to 2 years or 24 months to seek employment. So this was an overview of Ireland as a destination. Now, since I represent Ireland's top university, let me give you a quick overview of what Trinity is all about. You can catch a glimpse of our global campus, which is consistently ranked among the most beautiful campuses in the world. We are one of the 7 ancient universities, which are all more than 400 years old. And these include Oxford, Cambridge, and 4 Scottish universities. Trinity, as you can see in the slide, is founded in 1592 by Queen Elizabeth I under the same legal charter as Oxford and Cambridge, making them our sister colleges. We are currently in our 433rd year, in which we are ranked 87th in the world and the leading university in Ireland, according to the latest QS rankings. We are also ranked among the top 100 for 22 subjects, with over 500 prominent industry partners like Google, Microsoft, IBM, Intel, Facebook, Pfizer, and GlaxoSmithKline, we are ranked among the top 100 in the world for employability of our graduates. 34% of our student body and 40% of our academic staff are international, which makes us the 31st most international university in the world, according to the latest Times Higher Education World Rankings. Trinity's campus is part of Dublin's Global Innovation Hub, surrounded by numerous corporate giants, which you can see in the slide: Google, Facebook, Stripe, HubSpot, Airbnb, LinkedIn, Bank of Ireland, Frontline, among other big names. These organizations are also among our closest partners, and we collaborate for development of our course curriculum, projects and internship opportunities for our students, running research projects, as well as full-time employment of our graduates. Our campus is Ireland's largest research center, and we are globally recognized as a research-led institution. Our campus also hosts the national centers, which are funded by the Government of Ireland alongside our own research institutes. For example, Connect and Adapt are two national research centers which are hosted within our School of Computer Science, while our School of Engineering hosts one of the 5 global centers of Intel. And I'm very proud to say that the one at Trinity is the best performing one in the world. We have these 3 faculties and 24 schools, offering about 120 undergrad and 170 postgrad taught programs. There's so much more to talk about Trinity, but I will end my presentation with a sample from among the 1,800 top employers for our recent graduates. That is it. Thank you very much. And I hope I am in my time, Amardeep.
You are bang on time, Nilanjana, and that was a very information-heavy presentation, and you crammed up so much data within the stipulated time. I apologize for keeping you guys on track with time, but we have to keep the interest of everybody. But thank you, Nilanjana. This was very, very informative. We can now move on to opening Q&A for everyone. There are some questions in the chat box that I will read. And if anybody else would like to ask questions live, please go ahead and raise your hands. We will get to you in the order that you raise your hands. So Pragati wants to know if we can talk about any English taught undergraduate programs. I think this is for Germany. Simone or Silke, do you want to take that, please?
Yeah, of course. At the moment, we do not offer any undergraduate study programs in English language, but maybe we do in the future.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Vinita wants to know what would be the living cost for students in Germany and what is the durations of master's degree in Germany? Are we?
I think she's on mute.
Simone, you're on mute. Did you hear my question? Do you want me to repeat the question, please? Silke, I can't hear you either. Am I the only one who can't hear them? Nilanjana, can you hear them?
Yeah, she's on mute. Silk is on mute.
No, they've unmuted now, but interesting.
I don't think she's on mute.
Can't hear them.
Do you guys want to?
Can one of you quickly jump out and
I was
jump
just
in
going to
again?
say that. Yes, Neeraj, I was going to say that. Let's move on to the question after that until the time they get back. Is the 13th year required for bachelor's degree?
Simone,
Nilanjana,
kannst
do you
du?
want to-
I'm not sure actually. I can tell you at the moment because we check every degree only during the application process. So I'm not quite sure if it's
All right.
necessary. But maybe you can send that question to us and
Sure.
via our contact details, and then we can take a look at it.
Perfect. Nilanjana,
Can you
this-
hear me?
Yeah, we
Can
can
you hear me now?
We can
Okay,
hear
then
you
I
now.
can go back to the question about the living costs.
Yes.
I calculated into Indian rupees, it would be about 78,045 thousand Indian rupees per month.
Okay.
for living costs, which is quite low within Germany.
And what would be the durations of the master's degree in Germany?
It's 4 semesters,
4
usually, isn't it?
semesters? Okay.
Approximately, yes.
Okay. Nilanjana, this one's for you. Are international students required to take the HPAT for admission to medicine program in Ireland?
No. So for medicine, we have an arrangement with IUMC, which is based in Malaysia, and we also have one in Singapore. So all students from South Asia who are looking at medicine, they should send in their application through IUMC. I can share their details if that is helpful. I can pass it on to Amardeep.
That would be
there
great.
are a couple of advantages of coming through IUMC. One is that they can guide you through the process. Second is that all Irish institutions have dedicated places allocated to IUMC, and
Okay.
so the fees are more subsidized. So that is the advice, but no HPAT is not required.
Perfect. Thank you. Is there any limit to the number of applications a student can apply to? And this is both for Germany as well as Ireland?
Simone can take
No,
that one
in
for-
Germany, it's not limited. You can apply as for many programs as you want to.
The same goes for Ireland. There is no limit to the
Perfect.
applications, but if we talk about Trinity, because there is an application fee, so we would not recommend more than 2 applications. In case a student is in doubt that which program might be best for them, then it might be a good idea to get in touch with the local team. And almost all Irish institutions have local reps in India, so they can get that assistance before they apply.
Perfect. Nilanjana, since you're speaking, I'm going to jump to the questions that are directed for you. Pooja wants to know if you could please share the list of critical skills you mentioned, and are these recognized by the Irish government?
Yeah, the critical skills list is made by the government, bases the data. So there is a link, I can share that link, and it is updated every year. So I can share that link with you. It is on
Perfect.
the government website only.
Perfect. Garima wants to know what type of a student would be competitive academically for admission purposes?
Is this for me?
Yes, I'm just directing the questions for you, so then we can jump to Simone and
Um,
Silke.
So see, for all Irish institutions, it is the admissions are purely on the basis of academics. Unlike US, we do not ask for, a profile building kind of an exercise. It is purely on the basis of their high school marks, if it is for bachelor, or their bachelor degree, if it is for master's. And mostly we would only look at class 12th marks as the final one. It is not from 9th to 12th onwards. It's just the final grades that are looked at.
Perfect. Nilanjana, what is the percentage of Indian students who received a scholarship in Trinity College last year, both undergrad and grad, if you have those numbers?
We do not have a percentage as such, but we have a substantial budget for scholarships. However, the only thing to be borne in mind is that it is not need-based, it is merit-based, and also it is not, we do not have any full scholarship, it is partial scholarship. So to make it, to put it in a different way, when we look at admission, we only look at class 12 marks academic.
Okay.
But
Okay.
at the scholarship level, we do look at the overall profile of the student if they have anything more to bring on the table.
Makes sense. Let's move to Simone and Silke. Gladish wants to know who has to take Studien Kellogg for Germany, colleague for Germany, sorry.
Only applicants whose foreign school leaving certificate is not recognized as a higher education entrance qualification. They need to take a Studienkolleg in Germany. It's
Okay.
only for them.
Perfect. Also, could you please clarify about health insurance for students in Germany, specifically the process for registering with the statutory health providers listed by the university?
Okay. As soon as the applicants receive their admission, they need to enroll. And for the enrollment, it is necessary to have health insurance. You only need it as soon as you arrive in Germany, but if you want to enroll from outside Germany, you need a health insurance. So the process depends on, are you in Germany already or are you still abroad? So every applicant can contact us before they do the enrollment, and then we can give a consulting about the health insurance.
Makes sense. This is a very broad question, but I'll still ask because it's there. What's the acceptance rate for master's program in Germany? Although I do understand it'll vary from university and program, but
What do you mean acceptance rate? I mean,
how many students
this
apply versus how many get into the program, essentially?
I'm not quite sure, actually.
That's okay. I figured, yeah, but
Yeah.
okay. This question is for both Ireland and Germany. First, are there opportunities for interdisciplinary studies or double majors?
I'll go first. So yes, we do have at the undergrad level, at Trinity, we have joint honors programs, which for some programs it might be interdisciplinary and for some maybe not. For example, we have a joint honors with computer science and economics. We have computer science with the language as well. We have programs like law and business. We would have programs like business and political science. So yes, there is an opportunity for interdisciplinary kind of programs, or which could be called as double majors as well.
Excellent. Simone or Silke, you want to address that for Germany?
Simone, would you go for with? So for double degrees, we don't really have that as much. I mean, we do
Yes.
have like a large English taught Erasmus Mundus program with other countries, but I don't think that you really have a double degree in the end. I think you will receive the degree from your home institution.
Perfect. Thank you. How is undergraduate research supported? And I think this one may be just for Nilanjana since TU does not have undergrad programs. And can students work with faculty early on?
Yes, so the way our programs are designed, they're 4-year honors degrees, like I said. So the first 2 years do not account for the final degree mark. In the first 2 years, we encourage students to make the most of the, university way of life, and also to expand their horizons, be part of clubs and societies, of course, without losing sight of their academic goals. So they have to pass every module, but it will not add to the final degree mark. The third year accounts for 30%. The fourth year accounts for 70%. And out of that 70%, 40% comes from a capstone project that every student has to do. Now, the topic of the capstone project can be a research linked or an industry link, depending on what kind of outcomes the student is looking for. So this is something, the topic they would know right from the start, and they will be working closely with the faculty because it's a capstone project. It will be supervised. So that is how we assist students to be more seamlessly, integrated either into the research or into the industry. I hope that answers the question, Amadi.
I think so. Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you. And as I'm scrolling through the chat, there's tons of questions, but I love this community because Neetu and Ritu have contributed and said, given answers to questions that were asked early on. In the interest of time, I'm going to skip that and ask you guys to go to the chat and talk about that. How holistic is the admission process for international students? I think Nilanjana has already done that. Simone, would you like to take that, please?
Okay, so what was the question? How didn't understand.
Which means that do you, like US universities, evaluate the applicants based on academics, extracurriculars, letters of recommendations?
Okay. So it differs on the study program you want to apply for because it's checked by the responsible department and they all have other requirements for the application. So it really differs on the study program you want to apply for. For example, the architecture students must all bring a portfolio of their work, or for data science, you need to bring a large report for which you need to take a lot of time to prepare it. So it differs.
Perfect.
I'd just like to add, that for admissions, apart from the grades or predicted grades, students also need to submit 2 academic LORs and a personal statement and an English language proficiency certificate. So those are the parameters.
Perfect. Meenal wants to know if Ireland, does it need for a relevant profile for masters as well?
Yes, mostly it would have to be a relevant profile because see, the programs are 1 year in duration, so they are condensed. So we would be looking that students are from a relevant background because they will not have that much time to, adapt to if they're coming from a different discipline altogether.
Got it. I lost track of yes. The chat keeps moving so fast. So I think that, can you talk about, hold on, it's just moving so quick. Can you highlight on MBA in Ireland if possible? Neetu wants to know.
Yes, so MBA again would be a 1 year in duration, and our MBA, of course, is extremely competitive. Our business school is a triple accredited business school. It's among the top 0.6% of business schools in the world. So we only have 50 places on our MBA programs. But of course, there are other universities as well. So MBA would be 1 year in any case. There would be a work experience is a mandate for it. There is no concept of freshers MBA. So depending from university to university, you will require at least 2 years of relevant work experience, and it should be at a managerial level. As far as GMAT or GRE is concerned, most universities will consider to waive it off based on the student's profile. Essentially, MBA is considered to be student-led rather than a taught program. So it is mostly on the basis of the profile of the student. For Trinity, our parameters are that you should be more than 25 years of age, minimum 3 years of work experience. GMAT, like I said, can be waived off if a student has a good profile. And of course, there is an interview with the faculty before they are taken on.
Okay, perfect.
For Trinity, yes, students can get their profile assessed beforehand. So they can share their CV, and there is a dedicated email address which I can share. They can get their profile assessed before they put in their application.
That would be lovely if you could share it in the chat box, please. Are all the undergraduate programs in engineering, economics, business 4 years in duration? This is for Germany and Ireland both.
4 years would be 8 semesters, isn't it?
8 semesters.
8
yes.
semesters,
Yeah.
yes.
Not every program.
Okay.
Some are shorter.
And that which are 6 semesters?
Some are 6 or, yeah, I think 6. Most of them are 6.
Yeah.
What about Ireland?
So like I said, at Trinity, all the undergrad programs are 4 years in duration. These are 4-year honors degrees, but there are universities, for example, in UCD, there are some programs which are 3 years, some are for 4 years. Similarly, UCC also has 3-year programs. So universities, as well as colleges, as well as the institutions would have a mix of 3 and 4 years.
Tanima wants to know, for studying in Germany at the undergrad level, what is the most important thing a student needs to keep in mind? Do you mean, Tanima, by that, do you mean grades, or I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, the most important thing is that most of the students need to apply in time because we have a deadline for foreign students. So that's one of the most important things. Please apply in time. So we have two different points where on deadlines for which you have to apply for the summer or the winter semester. And we present them on our website. So that would be the most important thing. And of course, that you have finished your first degree so that we can check if you meet the requirements, meet the grades.
But there is no maximum age of the applicant.
No.
It's
That
free
was the
for
next
everyone.
question, yeah.
It's free for everyone.
Perfect. And could you please clarify how the student collect process works? Somebody says, Sonali says she had a student interested, but it found it confusing. Do students apply to the student collect first or to the undergraduate program? Does it have to be at the same university where they plan to do their degree? And how should students decide?
Yeah, the process is a little bit complicated. The TU Dortmund University does not offer a Studienkolleg, so we don't have one. So, and you cannot apply for the degree program without your higher education entrance qualification. And those students who do not have that qualification, they need to attend a Studienkolleg. And I think maybe they have a kind of application process, but I'm not quite sure because we do not offer our own Studienkolleg. They have to check the website of the Studienkollegs in Germany to find out how to enter these.
Great. And thank you, Simone, for answering some questions on the chat itself. Jay wants to know if Germany and Ireland have visa interviews.
No. For Ireland, no. And also, I was looking at a question about maximum age. No, there is no age criteria. So whether it is for bachelor's or for master's, there is no criteria in Ireland.
Great.
I
I think we covered
don't
all
think-
questions, unless there are other questions that people would like to ask. Would you guys want to?
What level of German is a student expected to have? Should we take that one to you?
A2, B1, I think somebody wrote that, right? You can go ahead, please address it.
So, yeah, what level of German? I mean, for the English taught programs, you don't have to prove any knowledge of German. But that's something that we would just recommend, journey just to get around in the city. It makes life a little bit more easy, but for the study program, you don't need it.
Great. Anybody else have any questions? Please raise your hand. Till we can give it a minute or so. And in the meanwhile, I just want to take this opportunity to thank our speakers today. What a journey from Germany's precision campuses to Ireland's vibrant campus culture. We've traveled across continents, dodged the mute button trap. And yes, most of us did it with our cameras off. The mystery lives on. Massive thank you to Silke, Simone, and Nilanjana. And to everybody who tuned in, whether it was from a laptop, a tablet, or a potato with a screen, thank you for showing up. You may not have shown your faces, but your presence was felt, probably, at least according to the participant count. Also, let's take a moment to appreciate this wild digital age we are living in. We've just crossed borders, exchanged ideas, built knowledge, all while possibly wearing pajama bottoms. So as we log off and return to our regularly scheduled lives, emails, homework, snacks, whatever that may be, remember this: you were here, you learned something, you probably were not scrolling Instagram the whole time, and that's a win. Thank you to Zoom for letting us meet without worrying about deodorants. So now take a deep breath. You can click leave meeting and strut out of this session like the internationally informed legend that you all are. And at TOC, the learning will continue. And on behalf of TOC, the L&D department at TOC, I want to say thank you to everyone and see you next time. Same Zoom place, or maybe not, probably whenever. But thank you so very much. If there are any additional questions, I think we can, Nilanjana and Simone and Silke will be happy to address those. Thank you, Amrita, for this lovely opportunity. So I got to sit here and learn so much. See you guys around, and kudos to those who turned their cameras off, albeit at the end of the meeting.
Thank you. Thanks, Amardeep, for moderating and for keeping us going for the last session of the month. We'll see all of you back again in June with the AI program for those of you who've signed up, and some more sessions. So with this, we wrap up the first of the calendared learning sessions, I would say. Yeah. Thank you very much for all of you for being here, and see you now for another session in June. So it's like literally announcing summer break for a school, right?
Yes,
Thank
it is.
you.
Thank you,
Bye.
everybody. Bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Shall we still in the room, Amardeep?
Yes.